So who wants to be a future global leader? Shall I tell you something? You are very, very unique here. Because you asked this to Joe Bloggs our age in the street, and we live in a world of complacency. A lot of people think it's the responsibility of others to make a difference. So congratulations for that to start with. Now, second show of hands. Who here was born since 1984? Good show of hands, that's good. Do you want to harness the power of youth to make the world a better place? Show of hands, please. Right, well, I'm very pleased to say that this is exactly your opportunity to do that. Introducing One Young World, what we're doing is creating the world's largest youth leadership summit that AIESEC is now a partner of. We're bringing together 1,500 young leaders from 192 countries around the world to a summit in London in February 2010, where these young leaders will have a voice over the biggest issues ahead of our generation, and have that voice then spread to the world's major organisations around the world. It gives young people a global platform to have their voices heard. Now, don't let me do this for you. Let's hear some of our councillors in this introduction video, and I'll carry on from there.
Hello, YouTube.
One Young World is looking for the leaders of tomorrow.
I believe I can make a difference. It's not going to be easy, but if we don't try, who will?
I think our leaders today don't really know what our generation feels. I want to have a voice and tell them, and I want them to listen.
So you have this great sort of intellectual capacity being contained in one space and being listened to.
We can't change history. We can't bank on tomorrow. So today I've decided not to ignore my future.
If we don't do something now, it will be too late. It's down to us to make a difference.
They'll be changing the world. Could it be you?
So upload a video telling us why you're a future leader of tomorrow.
I hope that young people everywhere and the delegates of One Young World, those who will inherit this planet, will join us as partners.
I want to see what happens when a whole generation comes together.
Sign up now and shape the future.
So the issues, the 6 topics we're discussing in One Young World, firstly being the environment, which we've got Kofi Annan as a chair. We've then got politics with Nick Haysom, who's head of politics with the UN as a chair. Interfaith dialogue with Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Business, then healthcare and media. And for each of these 6 plenary sessions, there's going to be resolutions presented, which will be fed by various people. For example, Bob Geldof, feeding these resolutions back to the G2, the G8, the G20. So it's going to be, if you like, an official youth response to some of the biggest challenges ahead of us. And I really today invite as many of you here to participate in this as possible. We've got Kofi Annan, as I say, having the official response to Copenhagen. I know that AIESEC is preparing a voice for of AIESEC for COP15. Now that can be fed directly into One Young World, and we're working with AIESEC to make that happen. So really this is, I suppose, one of the biggest examples of open source creative collaboration. And with AIESEC and other organisations like it, what we're asking is for people to partner with us and put themselves forward and really participate in the change they want to see. So what we've done so far, we've got partnerships with YouTube through Google. We're working with a Facebook app, which I'll come on to. You can check us out at Twitter at One Young World. And Union we're working with, and Taking It Global we're going to be working with as well. My company, Bravery Talent, is leading this social media search for the delegates. So we're doing everything we can to find as many delegates as possible using social media. And I think this is the first time in history that a summit of this type can happen. And I think it's only possible through the grassroots use of social media, through getting people from every country in the world to put themselves forward through social media. Because we all know that Facebook is now in pretty much every country in the world, and we can really use that and leverage those tools to make something like this happen. So our partners with One Young World, people have, big corporates have sponsored, and I'm very pleased now to have AIESEC up there. So what does this mean for you? How you apply for One Young World, and what does it mean with AIESEC? I'm very pleased to say that the founders of One Young World have recognized the strength of this partnership with AIESEC, and what they're doing is guaranteeing one place, at least one place, for an AIESEC member from every country delegation. So from all 170 from every country in the world that AIESEC has a presence, we'll keep one place at the One Young World Summit. So what we're really trying to do, I'm working with Aman and the rest of the team to really get the AIESEC voice heard at One Young World, and really use One Young World as a tool to have to present some of the great work we're doing, for example with the HIV/AIDS research you did, to really present that to the existing channels of leadership. So if you go to, I'm going to read this again, but there's the Facebook app, which is apps.facebook/OYW candidates. That's where you can do this, but what's going to happen is an email will be sent out to all of you with a unique link, which will take you straight from, rather than going in as a candidate, you'll go immediately in as a delegate. So normally what we do is people have to gather votes and gather pledges and that sort of thing for sponsorship. People need to raise sponsorship for each place. With AIESEC, you're going to go immediately through as delegates, and then you raise the sponsorship from there using the tools that we put forward. So this is an example of a typical profile that an individual will put forward, and they'll use this as a way to really express the changes that they want to see through their One Young World application. This is our partner page, look at that, AIESEC fresh out there. So I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm a big fan of AIESEC, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have AIESEC as a partner. To me, I don't think there's a better organisation on the planet that expresses the voice of young leaders in so many countries. And I'm absolutely honoured and thrilled to be here presenting this to you. So the AIESEC partnership, one person from every country in the world. Now, could that be you? Do you want to have your voice heard? Do you want to participate in something like this? It's like an IC, but not just for AIESEC. But it's then presented. The whole purpose of it is to give a massive voice piece to a massive microphone, basically, to your voice, and really spread that as far and wide as possible. And One Young World, it's not just going to happen just one year. In London in February 2010 is the first year, but then it's going to happen every year, moving from city to city. So I hope to see that AIESEC will be a long-term partner there. So if you want to join, take a note of this link, apps.facebook.com/OYW candidates. But you're going to get an email sent to you with an invitation with some more information. And I think Aman is going to speak a bit more about the partnership. But just to finish, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm going to be here, I was supposed to be going home tomorrow, but I'm thinking about extending my flight, so I'm having too much fun. As I said yesterday, there's a great quote, one of my favourite quotes from Gandhi, saying, "Live the change you want to see in the world." To me, I think One Young World is one of the most powerful ways that I can do that, and I really invite you to join me. I'm going to be a delegate there. I really invite you to join me and stand as a delegate yourself, and to represent both your generation and your country in this really unique initiative. Thank you very much.